Is your French Bulldog being aggressive towards other dogs? Maybe they're reacting and being really reactive anytime they see new people or new dogs. Well, then don't worry, because that is exactly what I'm going to help you with in today's video. Now, welcome back to the French Bulldog Show. If you are new here, my name's Will. I'm a canine behaviourist and I'm the founder and CEO here at FenrirCanineLeaders.com. And this channel is dedicated to helping you learn everything you could ever dream of knowing about the incredible little French Bulldog, and then how to become a high-level canine leader that can raise wonderful little French Bulldog companions. So if you love the French Bulldog as much as we do, start by hitting that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you'll never miss a future French Bulldog video. Now, in this video, I want to address something that, as a canine behaviourist, is my bread and butter, and that is around aggressive and reactive behaviours. Now, whenever I get the pleasure of working with a French Bulldog, because they are one of my favourite little breeds on the planet, unfortunately, as a canine behaviourist, people usually only come to me when they're at their wits' end, last straw, as I do specialise in quite severe behaviour cases, especially around aggressive and reactivity-based behaviours. So when people come to me, their French Bulldog might have had a history of attacking other dogs, or every time they see one, they're incredibly reactive. They're lunging on the end of the lead, and the owners are worried that if they didn't have a lead, they would be going and attacking other dogs. And that's exactly what I want to give you some tips about here on today's video. So hopefully you can address that situation if you're struggling with this at home yourself. Sorry to quickly interrupt the video, guys, but I've just got to let you know that today's video is brought to you by our very own boot camp protocol. As a canine behaviourist, I've helped thousands of people be able to restructure their relationships with their dog, how to become a high-level canine leader that can then address any behaviour difficulties themselves to get to that point of having a perfect canine companion. So if you want my help with addressing any difficult behaviours you might be having with your dog, a link to our boot camp programme is down in the description box below. So you can go check it out. There's tons of testimonials on the website. It might be exactly what you're looking for, but we'll get straight back to the video you were just watching. Now, when I work on these cases, you have to understand that a lot of times people have come to me after seeing 3 or 4 or 5 different dog trainers that have all failed to be able to help them and get their dog to a place where they want them to be. And I think the reason that at Fenrir we've been so successful with helping people with these severe aggression cases is that we make a point of attacking straight at the root cause of the problem. Most people will attempt to give you a management strategy with some kind of distraction, food work based, dancing around with hot dogs, and very rarely they ever work, especially when we're talking about quite severe cases of aggression and reactivity, because whatever it is that the dog's being aggressive or reactive to is far more interesting than being distracted away with a bit of food. Or at best, they'll be distracted, have the food, and then go instantly back. And that's just a management strategy. Sometimes those management strategies can be effective, and I'm going to talk about this in this video, how we utilize management strategies. But first and foremost, what we address is the root cause of the problem. And when it comes to reactivity and aggressive cases, it is a common telltale sign that you are not a high-level canine leader and you have a broken down relationship with your dog. Your dog does not see you as its calm, consistent leader, and you don't have an effective communication stream. Now, that is a more difficult thing to be able to overcome, and it's not something that can be addressed with dancing around with a little bit of hot dogs, but that doesn't mean under any circumstances whatsoever that it should be ignored and that it can't be fixed, because I promise you, if you're willing to put in the effort and work, it absolutely can be fixed, it absolutely can be addressed, and you can have a perfect canine companion that you've always dreamed of. Now, the way we do that is I would first and foremost help my clients to become a high-level canine leader, and we would put them through our boot camp program. It's a 1-month program. We developed that over years of experience, and it's something that I started off by delivering in person, and now we've turned it into our online program. And if you want to check that out, there is a link in the description box below. But what that does is a 1-month program that not only teaches you how to be a high-level canine leader and understand some of the principles and theories that you need to know if you want to be a high-level canine leader, but it gives you an extremely structured and routine 4-week program to go through with your dog that allows them to shift their mind to understand, oh, okay, They're now in charge. I need to respect their rules, expectations, and boundaries. They are my calm, consistent leader, and I must, under all circumstances, seek them for guidance and direction, no matter what circumstance and situation I find myself in. That is the problem. That is the fix of the root cause of the issue, and that is always where we start if we actually want to solve these problems, rather than just give you some airy-fairy management strategies. Now, obviously, that's a 1-month program. These things don't happen overnight. They're not easy. They require dedication and discipline on your part, but you've made this decision that you're going to do that. And excellent, fantastic. I'm extremely proud of you. But what are we going to do in the meantime? Now, most people will find by going through that program that you will find that a lot of the behaviors will start to naturally disperse just because of that restructuring of relationship. The bootcamp program inherently will fix and help you become a high-level canine leader, and it'll also be able to fix that relationship. What it doesn't kind of naturally do is teach that communication, and that is where obedience comes in, and that is where we might lean on these management strategies, because whilst that relationship's being restructured, we want to be able to better communicate with our dogs, so that when we do find ourselves in those situations again where the dog has ingrained habits of reacting when they see something, we need to be able to communicate, I don't want you to do that, this is what I want you to do. And when it comes to aggression on lead, which is the vast majority of these cases, we need to readdress how we walk with our dogs, and we must learn to walk them to heel on a nice loose lead. That allows us to be able to better control the situation and better communicate to our dogs. So during the obedience sections of that first consultation, we'll address how you go about doing that, and then we'll also go through then in the bootcamp process, there is dedicated times every single day to work on obedience. It's part of fantastic relationship. It's part of restructuring that relationship, but it also allows you to address some of these difficulties and work on that communication. So that is flexible depending on the behavior that we're struggling with. And when it comes to reaction, I like to really focus that obedience time on a real nice heel walk. So we'll be working on helping our dogs to heel. And don't worry, we're going to have dedicated videos here on this channel of how you can do that with your French Bulldog, but we're going to be addressing getting them to walk nicely to heel. So now we have restructured that relationship, or we're going through the process of restructuring the relationship. We have now taught our dogs that we want them to walk nicely to heel on a loose lead. Fantastic. And now we find ourselves back in that heartbreaking, nerve-inducing situation where reaction happens. Now, a dog that's on a taut lead already and then sees the stimuli or the trigger that causes the reactive or aggressive behavior, we've already lost. But now we've got them on a loose lead, we can get there before it becomes a difficulty. So when that reaction starts to occur, we utilize a method that I call my correct, redirect, reinforce method. Now, ideally, we always want to use the minimal amount of correction possible in all circumstances and scenarios, and if you can get there quick enough and time it well enough, we can simply use an excellent verbal correction. So you might notice that the body language changes, they get locked on, but we can come in with a real stern verbal correction. It might be a no, a tss noise, a ah noise, anything just to snap their attention away from being laser focused on that thing that's going to cause the reaction. And that might be enough just to get them to go, oh, sorry, yes boss, what do we need? Then we remind them, we redirect them back into a lovely heel. We really seek them looking up to us for guidance and direction. When they offer us those behaviors, we then reinforce. So we correct, we redirect, and we reinforce. Now, if that verbal correction doesn't work, then yes, there may be certain situations where we might need to utilize a physical correction. But the reason we have them on a nice loose lead is because we're not going to get into a tug of war trying to choke them. It just allows us to give us a little pop on the lead. Again, it's just that snap out of it, just to be able to break that attention. We're not bribing them with food to break the attention. Please, please, please stop doing that. And if you do that, I'm going to give you some food, please. That's not leadership. That's bribery. We're going to go, I've asked you not to do that. Please don't do that. And yep, sorry, boss. What is it that you do want? This is what I want from you. I would like you to walk nicely to heel. We've been working on that, remember? Yep. I remember we've been working on that. I know what that means. When they offer us that desired behavior, then we can give them food reward. Then we can give them praise, and we can go back to living in that beautiful, fantastic, positive realm that we all like to live in. But we can't tell our dogs what we do want them to do and say, yes, I want you to do that, if we don't also have the ability to say, no, I don't want you to do that. It has to be a balanced approach. That's how we can quite quickly, effectively and efficiently over the space of usually a month maximum be able to take a dog from extreme levels of reactivity and aggression, flip that, reverse it, and have a dog that will walk beautifully to heel. And even if it does get something that triggers its attention, we have the ability to say, no, remember, I'm in charge, I make the decisions, I'm the calm, consistent leader here. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps with you and your French Bulldogs at home. If it does, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, because we've got French Bulldog videos coming to this channel every single week. So I can't wait to see you on the next episode of the Fenrir French Bulldog Show.